Hello, Miles and MarthaLoss, your local real estate experts. You're going to purchase some real estate in the state of Florida. Should you check whether or not the property has a sinkhole? Yes, of course you should. However, it's a little different than you may suspect. You're actually going to check via public records. You don't check by having a friend or a GC go out to the property. Certainly a GC could look at the property and say, I think there may be an issue here, but they can't determine whether or not the property has a sinkhole. Also, your home inspector cannot determine whether or not your property has a sinkhole. They could make a suggestion, they could say, look into it, but unless they're a licensed engineer, they can't make that determination. Determining whether or not a property actually has a sinkhole is done by sophisticated testing that's expensive, is interpreted by an engineer, an official report is generated. So it's an actual process that's done. It's not an opinion, it's not a cursory looking at the property. Now, as far as finding out whether or not the property had or has a sinkhole, first you want to look at the seller disclosures to see if they disclosed anything. Then you want to look at the property appraiser site because some counties actually disclose that on the front page of the property appraiser. We can see whether or not that particular property has a repaired or unrepaired sinkhole. You also can check permits because a permit was required to be filed to test for a sinkhole. Then they would put the results there. If it's repaired, they'll pull a permit for that. So you actually see a little chain there, public records, permits open and permits closed for the actual sinkhole. In addition to that, and as a last resort, you can also go to the insurance agent because they have databases where they keep track of sinkholes on property because they want to know when they're insuring a property whether or not it has a sinkhole. And the last thing that I've actually done to see whether or not a property had any sort of sinkhole is I would go to the clerk of court site and we'll look up the owner's name and do a search to see if any reports were filed. Though some counties at a certain time period threw out reports, this isn't the most reliable, but you can do it. And you can also dig deeper by going into prior owner's name. So you would search the name for the current owner, then the prior owner, then the owner before that, in case prior owners are the ones that filed the claim. But that's how you check whether or not a property has a sinkhole. Obviously, it's not guaranteed. When we get with you, we can check a property, look on public records. We can't guarantee that it doesn't have one, but you can be pretty sure that there's nothing there. You have any questions or need to buy or sell real estate, reach us to the number below. Don't leave a comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel.